Hello there. So, a lot of time has passed since the last episode, which only happened to be the second episode on the channel, but nonetheless, some time has passed, and you might be wondering, where have I been for those 5 people who have watched my videos? Well, don't you fret. A lot of life changes have happened, but I am here now, okay? Moved in, and as you can see behind me, my painting setup has been set. And most importantly, as the title of this video obviously lets you know, but I have finished some of this WarCry terrain, and let me tell you what, if you buy this box or any sort of terrain of any sort like that, and you think, I'm really going to paint this all up because I want to and enjoy the process, well, I've got another thing for you, because if you do that, you will end up hating yourself. And that is about what I have done through this process. Okay, so all jokes aside, here are the terrain I have finished up painting. It's kind of dark. So, okay, so all jokes aside, a little fun little intro there that probably ended quite abrupt because it was just weird. It was weird, so we're moving on. That's just what it is. So here is the WarCry terrain, and as you'll see in the video, I did not get the actual wood, painting up the wood in this process, but there's other stuff there, and I'm now noticing I miss bits that are on the top here, bones and chains, but I'm done. The process has been painstaking. The first bit, painting the wood, was amazing, awesome. I had a blast, and then it got down to painting this silver trim, and then all these other things, bits and bobs here and there, and I lost interest. I'm just done with it. I want to be painting models and not spending too much time on terrain. And so I'll go and I'll talk about it throughout the video, but there are certain things I painted and certain things I didn't in order to speed up that process. But yeah, it is finally complete. All of it is complete. I'm now about to work on my barbarian boys. I can't freaking remember their name. Let me find a contrast paint, because I think the contrast paint says their name or something. Oh, yes. The Dark Oath Savagers is who I'm about to start up next. I already have them zenithal with a heavy white on it with just a little bit of black. And then I also got my Tarantula Brood gonna go up next. So I'm trying to knock out as much as I can. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into the video. Let's in this intro. So guys, I went ahead and started doing some of the WarCry Red Harvest terrain for a little bit of hobbying here and there where I could. Okay, so I just want to take y'all on first steps, kind of what I did first, which was a zenithal coating, just to kind of get some highlights in there, because my next step I would be doing is airbrushing. Honestly guys, you didn't need to do the zenithal coating. It's perfectly fine without doing it. I just wasted some spray paint, but that's okay. So I then went and airbrushed using the Vallejo dark red color, and I'll show it to you here real quick. And it's just that dark red, nothing crazy. Went and airbrushed it all over because I wanted my wood to almost have this reddish coloring to it, just for it to kind of stand out. And then from there I used a yellow ochre, just dry brushing it, and then I mixed in a little bit, actually an arid earth color I believe is what I used next, from Army Paint, dry brushing it kind of on the steps and then just right in the heart of where it's kind of brightest, just ever so slightly. And just I did that on every single piece to the terrain, just going at it, cranking it out, y'all. So next I decided to hit these troughs up and try and knock out some of this metal, and that's exactly what I did. I'll go and show you. I went ahead and started messing with the gold, and then the trough itself I went with a dark ore metal by Army Paint, I believe. Yeah, rough iron is the color. And then from there doing the gold like I said, and then I started hitting the trim. And at first on the trim, if I can find the piece, I went and tried to make it rusty, as you can kind of see there. Just giving it a little bit of rust, and then I took it even a step further. Okay, nope, that's the wrong one. A step further, adding in some blue after that. And let me tell you what, guys, it looks, I really like this blue, but if you hate yourself, this is what you should do. Okay, if you really just hate your existence and desire to paint, do all of this. Okay, well, I kind of realized I don't hate myself that much, so in turn I decided to keep it simple. We are going to just keep it with this silver on the metals, and then probably just do a wash over it, just a known oil wash over it. And then not only that, to keep it even more simple, because guys, it is just terrain, and at the end of the day we want to spend more time painting minis than we do terrain. I'm not painting the underside, and I know, controversial, all this and that, whatever it might be, but at the end of the day, y'all, I just don't want to spend this amount of time to paint terrain that no one's gonna see. Now, for instance, what I got working next here, which will be in the next video, ooh, this little girl fell down, or guy, I don't know, is my barbarians. I got to get them all primed up and let them sit with the primer on for a few days before I start painting. But you know, I want to spend more time on these guys than I do the terrain, so that's just something to think about. And but that's kind of the update as to where we are at now. Okay, guys, so you know, like I was talking, we're just here chatting. So recently, well, not recently, a few months back, I actually went and bought this WarCry box, and y'all, let me tell you what, I have fallen in love with WarCry. The games are so short, the models are super cool, and you know the best part about it is they're about to come out with another box, and my buddy and I, we talked about maybe splitting it, because I'm a big fan of those forest dudes. I can't remember their name, and he's a big fan of them barbarian guys. I can't remember their name. But I told him I can't buy the box until I finish this one. So naturally, we're about to crank out a whole bunch of terrain and minis, you know, because when you're put up against a deadline, all of a sudden you can complete anything you set your mind to. So that's kind of what we're working on, and so I just wanted to bring y'all in. I know it's not a start to finish product that I'm bringing y'all in with, and but I figured I hadn't even seen a whole lot of stuff on WarCry terrain, painting it up, where you're kind of painting and doing your other thing versus always following the box art. So I figured I'd show y'all my little style I got going on here, and a little bit different from the box art. Okay guys, oh my gosh, every time I'm recording for y'all, keep getting text. Okay guys, so currently had to tilt the camera up because right now the way it's set up, I don't want to move it because I'm still painting, still setting this up for y'all. But I just wanted to go ahead and give you an update. Y'all saw a little bit of me paint. I just broke a dang little arm thing off. These little skeletons. I just broke that off. I gotta glue that back on there. But I went ahead and painted all of these, the silver part. And I'll be honest, guys, I kind of like the silver. I went ahead and did this as well. I haven't done the ladder yet, but I think I was still gonna do a brown wash, but I think I'm going to thin it down to do a real light brown wash, because I kind of like the stark differences between the woods and then this. It just kind of gives it a pop and not so dark. Usually when I'm painting my models and everything, I like brighter stuff, which is part of the reason why I've got one of my next armies to paint is Zinch, because you can get really bright colors. But what I'm going to be doing next for this and that, I'll show y'all here when we get to it. But I'm going to be going and airbrushing this, because all of this, y'all, is already taking a lot of time. And if I'm careful, getting all these buckets and the chute and chains and stuff, and then all of this stuff right here, if I'm careful, it'll go by a lot faster than just painting up the trim like this. Because let me tell y'all what, guys, after doing this for a while, you start to really hate yourself. And I'm not sure why I keep doing it, but I just keep picking these armies that have so much trim. Whether it's the Chaos Space Marines, this army, I've heard Tzeentch armies have a lot of gold trim. It just makes me want to just give up on all of this. But you just got to keep cranking through it, keep knocking out. It's slowly but surely starting to come along. Hopefully by here shortly I'll have it done, get this video posted up for y'all, and start working on the next thing, which are the armies. And let me show you that. Oh yeah, just ever so slightly. We already got them. Ooh, we already got them all primed up for y'all. Did a little zenithal coating because I'm going to be doing some contrast paint, especially for the skin, keeping it nice and quick and short. These guys I'll probably go in a little bit more attention to, just because I kind of like them a little bit more. I played them twice now, and I've won both times, so it's fantastic. These guys I've yet to use, but we will go and get them short, do something base-wise, I don't know. But enough rambling on and enough me staring way up at the camera here. And let's get back into painting and enjoying it. I'm going to get back into painting and get y'all updated for the next step. Well, okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be dry brushing a little bit of this Mechanicus Standard Gray here, and just I've already done it a little bit on these sidewalls where these big spots are. Just dry brushing, just super real simple, getting a little bit gray. I'll show you here, for example, like where there's this. And this is definitely a heavier dry brush, and make sure before you do it, before you start doing this, make sure your bristles are slightly wet. Just that way, when you're dry brushing the pigments, it doesn't look chalky. That's something I've kind of picked up over the time. So we're just keeping it quick and simple. Like I said, I have hated myself doing all this terrain. It's the same thing just over and over. So that way I can get into painting something I really enjoy and I like doing. We're just trying to knock these out. And of course, we'll come back here with this ash gray a little bit later. Of course, we'll come back a little later with this ash gray and paint a little bit lighter highlights, just to spruce it up a tiny bit. Okay, so I thought I was recording, I guess not, but basically what I'm doing now is I'm taking the Skeleton Bone by Army Painter and I'm just dry brushing it on with a real nice small dry brush. Once again, my bristles being a little wet, and just come in here and, you know, this is probably the perfect example of what I'm doing right now. And just coming in here and giving it a nice good dry brush. And I'm not being clean with it because I really don't care. So we're just coming around, dropping. Now obviously if you want to spend more time making this look perfect, then you can, but I've already spent enough time on a lot of it, and my main focus was the wood, to be honest, and I got the desired look I wanted for the wood, so I'm just moving on. I'm just trying to crank it out now at this point. Just getting it done. I'm not sure if you can see what I'm doing. So, right there, just ever so slightly, just kind of looks like weather weight bones. On some of these, they actually had a base coat of this red because there's some overspray from the wood, and honestly, I kind of liked it. Not gonna lie. Okay, y'all, so it is done. It is completed, as you've seen walking through this journey that it was. Hopefully this is a short episode. I'm going to try and make it short as possible because the main thing from this video, the wood, I didn't even get on the camera, but you know, it is what it is. I think they turned out fantastic. I decided, because of how thin I was making the silver paint, I decided to just keep it like that and not put a wash on it. All these little things, these little fence things, I hate them all. But we're moving on. We're moving to the next thing. It is what it is. I'm going to be done because I just don't care. With the terrain, no one's going to really look at it. So we're moving on. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to actually see a video of maybe painting wood in this design or this way, this scheme, I can make a video over that. It wasn't too difficult. I had a blast doing it and trying something new, going with like this reddish type wood. But thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and please hit that subscribe button. Like this video, much appreciated. But trust me guys, third video in, we're about to start rock and rolling. Next thing is the Darko Savagers, guys. And I'm going to make a video over that, painting them up. Tarantulas Brood, Night Haunts, who knows what else. Age of Sigmar stuff. Heaven forbid I don't ever have to do Chaos Space Marines again, but I know I already will because there's some stuff over there. You'll see all in due time. But that is it for this video. I can't think of anything clever to end it, so to the next time.